ledge is the long. 5 stars lit, cops chasing in vain. Rocket launcher sings in the digital rain. Endermen scatter when he steps in the dark. Creepers explode, but they can't touch Shark. With the chug chug sip, he's ready to thrive. In the storm or the city, he keeps dreams alive. Shark Tendo rules, yeah, he's taking it all. Battle Royale, hear the victory call. Crafting his fate with a pickaxe so strong. In Minecraft or GTA, he's where legends belong. He's where legends belong. He's where legends belong. Lit, cops chasing in vain. Rocket launcher sings in the digital rain. Endermen scatter when he steps in the dark. Creepers explode, but they can't touch Shark. With a chug chug sip, he's ready to thrive. In the storm or the city, he keeps dreams alive. Shark Tendo rules, yeah, he's taking it all. Battle Royale, hear the victory call. Crafting his fate with a pickaxe so strong. In Minecraft or GTA, he's where legends belong.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. I'm not on the right screen. Oh, hey, guys. Listen, I'll tell you what I'm doing at the top of the stream. Arlo, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Jeremy, welcome. I'm going to have to make this bigger. My eyes cannot see y'all's names. Adam, welcome. Through the decades, welcome. Strawnies, welcome. Good day from Australia. Hey, appreciate you tuning in from Australia. Here's what I'm going to do right now. I just got this thing in the mail. I had some, I forget the correct term. I had some credits built up online from a couple different sites that I have affiliate. That's the word I'm looking for. Affiliate links, which means when you guys have bought stuff, money's been compiled on an account for me, and I can use more of it by spending it online than I can just getting cash out of it. So I ordered this 3D printer, and we're going to just sit here and chat and put it together. I'm just going to work on it while y'all talk to me, I guess, is really what will end up. That'll be the reality of what happens. However, I will say, just in case this confuses anybody, I typically go live on a different channel than this, and the links are in the description. Right now, I'm live on Twitch and on my regular YouTube channel, and I don't typically go live recently on this YouTube channel. But the other YouTube channel is my Shark Tendo channel, and it's pretty much gaming. That being the case, I just figured I'd do the more creative stuff on this channel. Plus, I got more subs, and more of y'all will show up for this. So I'm going to be live right now putting this together, chatting with you guys on this YouTube channel. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to meet up with the boys and girls over on the Fortnite and the Minecraft and play that and some other games I think we're going to get into tonight. And we're probably going to go all night because it's the weekend, and we can. So hang out with us here, but be sure to bookmark those links below so that you can switch over to Twitch with us or whatever when this stream is over on this YouTube channel. Jason, what's up? Welcome. Mabu, what's up, man? What's up with you? It's going good, Omega. Thanks for stopping by. TJ Hacks, thanks for stopping by. Oh, there's a town-wide yard sale, 80 houses on a map tomorrow. You know what? My hometown of Nowensboro is kind of the same way. I'm thinking about going there early. I'm not 100% sure. But before we jump into this and I start emptying this thing out, guys, let me know how things look and sound. This is obviously not my typical setup, in my kitchen, dirty dishes and all. So you got to let me know what it looks like. Before I jump into this, just in case I do have any 3D printer nerds, this is a Cobra Max 2, I believe, which means it's two things. The Max means it's a large 3D printer surface, which means I can print big things like cosplay helmets, stuff like that. The other thing, it's the 2. I think the 3 or 4 is out now, which makes this an older model. It's actually refurbished, so it's like technically these things are like $500, but I can get them for a couple $100 used. The manufacturer, gets broken ones and puts working parts back together, and that's kind of what this is, right? So hopefully it works. And also, just for future note, I'm really trying to transition into doing way more creative stuff like I sort of used to, and alleviate the need to go to the thrift every single day. I know we do hashtag thrift every day here, but you know, it's not feasible to do that into forever. So in terms of getting back to making stuff, I'm going to do live streams like this on this channel and sort of tie it in with my Twitch channel. But if you guys have not ever visited our Twitch channel, feel free to stop by there. If you're on the YouTube right now, just check it out. There's a little bit more you can do over there, emotes you can use, stuff like that. This shouldn't take too long to put together, being as I've actually put together 3 or 4 of this printer. I had a few of them running in a basement not too long ago. And as soon as I get it open and out of here, it should be easier for me to put the laptop back on the desk and talk to you guys. That's a huge box, says Kimber over on Twitch. It is. And this is why. I'll lift it up out of there. It's very heavy, too. That's the main part of the unit. They actually ship it bolted together in a laid-down position. So I got to take the bolts out, set it up right, bolt it back together, check the tolerances, and then it's pretty much ready to run. And to finish what I was kind of saying, even though we play video games on most of our live streams and stuff, I still want to, like, I'm planning on putting a permanent camera on this thing and running things while we play games, and hopefully every time, you know, we play a game for a few hours, there'll be something on the printer that's almost done by the time we're done gaming. And I want to fuse some of this creative stuff with what we're doing, make it a little more cohesive. So that's subscribe to the Shark Tendo gaming channel and the Twitch channel below, please, if you want to see what this thing makes, because it's not going to end up on my regular channel that we're streaming on a whole lot. It'll really just sort of be in the background while I'm doing other things, because I plan on in the near future spending a lot of time at home streaming and running hopefully a farm of these things when I get more money. I would love to have 5 more of these running, making stuff for me, but right now it's just the one. Shallow, what's up? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get this thing out of the box, though, because the box itself is taking up so much space. While I do that, I'll sort of talk a little bit about 3D printers, just in case some of you aren't terribly familiar. We're in an interesting time where we have transitioned from this kind of product, this 3D printing, this what you would call an additive manufacturing process, which is to say you start with nothing and you build something on a surface rather than carve something out of something else. There's all different kinds of manufacturing processes, and this is an additive one, okay? We're in a time and place where these things have been on the market like this forever, but they've been DIY, where you've got to put stuff together and they're not that ready to go out of the box. But we're pretty much at a place where that's transitioning to where you can order a 3D printer and within reason expect to be able to do it yourself. Matter of fact, you guys know I do a lot of antique mall content on this channel. And when I say the people I run into at antique malls doing 3D printer are not expected, that's probably a little bit judgmental of me, because we're talking like soccer moms and stuff sometimes. And I get it, but it's more so because it has went from a place where you need to know how to use CAD to do it to where you can reasonably get into it without knowing much more than how to read XYZ coordinates on a plot chart or something, you know? Which is still within and of itself not something all of us can do. But I really need 5 hands right now. I swear to God, I don't know what to do. I got to put the mic down. I'll be right back. But if you know anything about 3D printing at all, you know that this is really exciting because of how big this print bed is. I think you guys can kind of see it. What's up, Lag? Welcome. King Nacho, what's up, what's up, what's up? How many spools does it have? It can only run 1, if that's what you mean. I only have ordered 1 spool. I need more, but honestly, I will spend 6 billion times more on this filament than I will ever spend on the printer. It's just how these things go. That being the case, I only ordered 1 to get it going, get it tested. That'll last me a week or so for what I plan on printing. And then at some point, I really need to start ordering more spools hardcore. This time last year, I had a giant shoe rack with about 60 rolls of filament. But there are printers now, in that universe of these things becoming more plug and play and less DIY, you can order printers that pretty much come set up for dual extrusion, multiple colors now. But they get infinitely more expensive. A couple $100, this one. A typical dual extruder 3D printer right now, still hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you know. Okay, so we need the tools. I'm just going to leave the mic down a lot and talk as loud as I can and hope that it goes well. If I get hard to hear, just blast me in the comments. Get the giant scissors out of the way. I've been collecting DS and PS2 games like a mug while metal fabricating. That's great. That's awesome. Those go together well, metal fabricating, PS2 collecting. The key to all 3D printing Allen head wrenches. The Minute Maid Zero Sugar Lemonade is legendary. Brother, I'm telling you. I've been buying these quite regularly. Chugged it. Oh, man. Okay, so I wish I had a handheld camera, and I apologize I don't. I'd show you guys some of these bolts up close, but I'm just undoing bolts that keep the thing bolted together for safety for shipping. They're not bolts that are otherwise meant to have any purpose. And I when I first ordered one of these Anycubic printers, that's the brand, I was really nervous because they're refurbished, but I mean, you know what? I've done enough 3D printing. 3D printing for me is kind of like drone flying. I've just done so much of it over the years that, like, my confidence level is high. It's definitely something I wouldn't be afraid to put on a resume and sit down and talk about, you know, I don't want to say professionally, but at length, and be confident that I can know what I'm talking about. Over on Twitch, your boy says, are we making pancakes? You want me to 3D print pancakes? Well, the sad part about putting this together is I don't even think we'll actually get the printer started on stream. I could. I think I still have all the software on my laptop that I was using with printers a year ago. So we'll see. But I think the first thing we'll do is print the built-in boat. And then you guys that do come over and join us on a video game stream later, the actual print itself will finish on stream while we're playing Fortnite or Minecraft or something. So you got to print it's called Benchy, the boat that everybody prints first on their 3D printer. It's called Benchy because it's a benchmark test to make sure the printer operates correctly. So if every printer, you know, you sort of print the same thing on it, you can compare and contrast line levels, densities, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just making up words now. I work 5:30 to 2:30, and I've been hitting yard sales and thrifts a lot lately for games and manga. I got a Yu-Gi-Oh collection going. Let's go. I need more Yu-Gi-Oh cards, brother. Also, if you don't get it, I also like doing these live streams so we can talk about thrift. So hit me with the thrift pickups and the questions, anything you want to talk about. Did someone say pancakes? Yeah, somebody did, brother. I would like to have some pancakes. And also, I'm very excited about the prospect of doing a few more of these creative type streams. It gives me an excuse to stream on this YouTube channel, whereas when I stream on the other one, it's not as many views, because just not everybody's as interested in the video games, and that's okay. But also, on top of that, I have a workbench set up in the other room that I plan on permanently affixing cameras to, so that all I got to do is hit one button, and I can go in live in that room as easy as I do on my gaming setup, and that'll be cool. It will be cool. Sup, Authentic Finds? Welcome, welcome. Just use the Rode wireless mics. Yes, that would be ideal. However, the appropriate adapter to plug them into the audio interface I'm currently using is in my storage unit, and I did not plan on going live in this way today at all. It was not on my mind. I was actually just going to film it and put it on tomorrow's YouTube video, but last minute I was like, quit being a little biatch and just live stream it, so I did. But those mics are not ready to go with my currently complicated audio interface. Okay, I don't see how we do this with one hand, so let me set the mic down. This is going to be the complicated part, I swear. What's up, Dragon? I really need some extra hands. Who wants to come help? Oh, freak. Dude, there's 8 more bolts. This is what I'm talking about. Well, let's just keep going. 8 more bolts to undo. I've been collecting common Yu-Gi-Oh cards to build extra decks. That's awesome. I wish I was in a place where I could do that and play, but right now I'm desperate for cards just to put my antique mall. I've been begging all my card friends to sell me their bulk. I need to get my magnetic bolt tray out real quick. Go get Reed? Yeah, I bet you Reed's sleeping right now, brother. I did walk right by his apartment. I should have rudely knocked on his door. Maybe he'll see this stream in a minute and come up. Am I going to start selling prints at my booth? Yes, I am. If any of you were frequenters of the Duck Duck Blue YouTube channel, I really got good at making a handful of things then that did really well in sales, actually, that I'm very happy to turn over to antique mall sales. So that is exactly what we're doing. Here is the juxtaposition. Here's the terrible truth of wearing glasses. Can't live without them. Can't live with them. Because they're fogging up right now because I'm sweating lifting all this heavy stuff. And so my lenses are fogging up. So I can't quite wear them while I do this. But then I can't read chat without them on. So here we are. Man, if you need cards, I have a ton of magic cards I'd sell you. Well, are you anywhere near me? I'm definitely not about to buy some to be shipped. Honestly, I don't go to enough yard sales, but I do go to just enough that I tend to expect I'll find a bag of magic cards, a bag of Pokemon cards, and get back on my feet with those because I have none. I have the tiniest handful of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I'm swimming in sports cards right now, actually. But for my antique malls, I'd love to get some Pokemons, you know, the Magic, the usual suspects. But like a chicken sandwich, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm saying. Throw something at Reed's bedroom window. You know what's hilarious? Have I said that on stream before? Literally, I'm on the top floor. There's like a space in between the building. I can see his window out there. I should start chucking stuff at it. That'd be hilarious. I don't actually know if these bolts I'm taking out are the same ones that are going to bolt the thing back together. We're going to find out real soon. See, this is how you know I wasn't prepared to do this live on stream, because if I was, I would have definitely taken these bolts out first. This is taking like 20 minutes, and it's not getting us anywhere. Has Bethany swung by since she moved out? Hey, yeah, she's been here once. It was actually on a live stream over on Twitch. She came and hung out for like 10 minutes while she was stopping by for another thing she was doing. I've seen her outside of here a couple times since. Went to her daughter's birthday party. Had a good time. It was an awesome party. If I ever need to throw a party and hire somebody to do it, I'm going to hire Bethany. She killed it, dude. I've never seen such a well put together birthday party. Okay. All right. So that is the brackets that was holding it together safe for shipping. I think, unless I find some more. Let me see how this looks now. One second, I found a part that's come out of its housing that makes me nervous. That's not good. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. Well, that's what we get for buying refurbished. I can fix it. Okay. Here we go. Come on. Okay, so that's the front. The front is facing you guys. And then I believe this is the front, which means this is going to go just like this. And then the bolts. These bolts are going to need to be careful here and not just lose all these. There's going to be 4 equal length, medium length bolts. I'm telling you, man, I'm doing it without the instructions. I really feel like there's no way the 2 of these aren't it. All right, Chad, I'll get back to the comments in a second. Give me a second here to find this bolt and get it lined up. I also need more light here. God dang it. Can't see nothing, dude. I'm going to spend more time just getting these bolts started than I am going to be threading the rest of the bolts, but there's not really like a guide or anything. You just got to kind of guess it out. All right, there's that one. Okay. Yep, it's started. Hold on. I need to double check. You know what? I'm glad I caught myself. I do have it backwards. Is anybody in chat screaming at me that I got it wrong? Hold on, chat. Okay, I got it now. Something still feels wrong. Maybe I should get the instructions out. I guess I will in a second just to make sure, but it still doesn't feel right. Found the first. I definitely just found something I need the instructions for. And you know what? I don't think they include paper instructions. I swear to God, I think you guys scan a QR code on this thing. Let me double check. I'm going to look at images real quick. Been buying more small tools, building shells for displays for games. Hey, can't have enough tools. Do you still have all your puppets? I'm looking right at Tendo puppet right there. He's naked. And I might have one or two others, but all of them, no. Okay. Bethany seems like good people. She was. She is. She was. We're talking about her like she's dead. She's still alive, I swear. Next, we're making our famous sausage. Bet. Okay. Let's see here. Any cubic. I'm going to search this up. Just look at an image of it. I think I might have actually messed up. Because this is the front. And that's the back. But that doesn't seem right. I need to look at a picture of what the orientation is. Any cubic Cobra Max 2. Okay. Looking at images. I'm sorry you guys can't see these, but I really just need an image so I don't screw this all the way up. Okay. So I had the orientation right. It just goes in the middle and not the back like I was trying to put, which now makes sense because now that I think about it, I'm a little rusty here. These are like anchors that hold the thing taut. Technical word of the day, taut. Google it. Okay. So, yes. This all makes so much more sense. It makes so much more sense now. I do need Reed to get his ass up here because you know what? It's so hard to do things and read chat at the same time. You think it's hard to play video games and chat at the same time. Freaking try to put a 3D printer together and chat at the same time. Are you a fan of Game Chasers? I've never watched them. The only reason I really know what they are now is because at a convention last year I met a gentleman associated with them. But I definitely have friends that know them to varying degrees, and so I've definitely heard about what's happened. Rest in peace for sure. I got some friends that are like that's their biggest inspiration. Now I'm finding out now that the guys go on there posting about them, talking about how that's why they got into video game collecting and stuff. I take it, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like real OG. They've been around for a real long time. Tendo's back. Let's go. Appreciate you. Reread what I wrote and right. Seemed like she passed away. Listen, Bethany's going to outlive us all. I swear she is. I know she is. All right. So now the 3D printer is erect. But there are more bolts to go on the side, and I wonder if these that latched it down are it or not. I can find out real quick. Seems like they are. My workspace is already a mess. I need a mic stand for this thing. Katie Kaboom, what's up? Welcome. All right, I'm putting the mic down. I keep trying to hold it. This is a very directional mic, so ideally I should just be able to point it at myself. Where did I get it? At the thrift? I used some online credits from affiliate links that I post beneath my videos to get it. Saving them up for... I don't get that much out of them, so I've been saving them for a long time. All right. I can't see through the fogginess of my glasses, brother. Imagine if I did get it at the thrift. You know what? We're nowhere near a point where 3D printers are showing up at the thrift all the time. I've bought parts at the bins for printers. A lot. I at one time had a giant box just full of extruders and extra parts and bits of filament that I bought at the bins. But it's probably coming, you know? It's probably coming. What up, Tendo? What up, Anita? Welcome. Huge fan here. I've been watching since day one. Well, I appreciate you stopping and saying so. Everybody that's watching, comment below and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know. Also, I'm going to keep saying this throughout the stream. This live stream will continue, though at some point, the portion that's on YouTube right now will stop and switch over to my Shark Tendo gaming channel. Or I could leave it up for the night and just see how it goes. I don't know. But we're definitely playing some Fortnite, Minecraft, and probably some other stuff tonight. Gonna go late, gonna go deep. But I just figured I had time before my video game friends get off work. And I could put this together on stream and get it started and maybe even finish our first test print on video game stream later. It's kind of my thoughts, so I'm going to keep plugging that so you guys know what's going on tonight, and then you'll also hopefully consider joining on Twitch. We got somebody drop in the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat how many people are watching on each one. I can't tell from this window. It's on that computer over there, but my eyes aren't that good. Hello from Texas. What's up? Texas, Pennsylvania. What's the first thing you're going to print? I'm going to print a built-in thing that all 3D printers have called Benchy. He's a boat. He's a benchmark tester. He's a thing that you can consistently print and check layer heights and stuff. So we'll do that for sure. For sure. Okay. So there's that. The next hard part for me is these things. Also, listen, I've got a piece back here that's falling apart that's freaking me out that I need to get back in correctly. I don't have a screw for it though. I'm sorry guys. There's a little part in here that is going to get torn up because of the thinness of the wires that I need to fix before I do anything. Just trust me, it's not supposed to be dangling out the way that it is. And I know that if I don't fix it now, we'll be in trouble. So let me do that real quick, guys. I swear to God, someone skipped a refurbishing step. And there's this little sensor in the back here that's falling out. I know they messed it up. It's not broken right now, so it's not a big deal, but if I fix it now, next time I do this, because I wasn't planning on doing this today, but next time I do it, I'll have my better camera setups out so you guys can see some more close-ups, but something is so wrong here, dude. This is not what this is supposed to be like. You know, there was a time when I was doing 3D printer stuff and I was by and large, like, you know, afraid of them and afraid of putting them together and stuff. But, like, I've actually torn down the heating extruders and stuff. I've done a lot of the technical stuff that you don't know how to do as a beginner 3D printer person at this point. So I'm really coming into my own in terms of confidence with these machines. So, come on. Alright, well, I've got this wrong. I do not understand, dude. Oh, I just realized what I did wrong. But I've also lost a screw! It is so dark in here, I can't see it. It's okay. It's always something. Alright, well, I'll come back to that. Okay, what's next? What's up, Robert? Welcome, welcome, Killer Monster. What's up? Orange County, California. I spent a lot of time down there. I lived in Long Beach for a while. You probably know that. I would love to learn how to 3D print, but the idea overwhelms me. It is overwhelming. And honestly, the first several years of getting into it were very overwhelming. Very. But over time, you do get used to it. You do get used to fixing things. The hard part of 3D printing is, honest to God, not really all the... It's not what you think it is. Naturally, you're going to think that it is the 3D-ness of it and the numbers and all that stuff. It's not. It is the troubleshooting, the heating parts, and things like this when things go wrong. That's where you get in a little bit of trouble. Okay. So, I think... I'm making this up as I go. This is definitely an RTF moment. Read the effing RTFI. Read the effing instructions. But here we are. These are bracers to add stability to the build plate while it moves. Are you going to print 3D stuff to resell? Yes, for my antique mall. What I sell to subscribers are just antique malls. Honestly, I've learned over the years that selling to subscribers is... It's honestly the kind of work that I don't do a good job keeping up with, so I'm not making any promises. It's probably not. Maybe one-offs if it's, you know, if it's something I can reasonably price for enough that's worth me putting the effort in to make it, to ship it to you. That's a maybe. But little stuff for a few bucks, it's just not feasible, not worth the time, unfortunately. But we'll see. Why? What do you want? What kind of stuff would you guys want to buy 3D printer-wise? Not necessarily from me, but in general. Xbox announcement today. They are again raising their prices on their consoles. From what to what? I'm not honestly that well plugged into that kind of thing. So what were we at, and what are they talking about pricing it now? Stop. Mini balance boards. Mini balance boards for what? For like putting stuff on shelves, display? Horror figures sell good. Well, you run into licensing intellectual property issues there, so I don't know about that. But I dig it. Xbox people gonna buy Xbox things. I've never bought an Xbox console new, personally. More of a PlayStation man myself, but I'm also more of a PC guy, which probably technically makes me more of an Xbox guy. That's okay. That's crazy though. I mean, aren't the PlayStations right now already just absorbently expensive? Like, isn't it absurd? It is funny though. I can't imagine playing 99% of games on controller, because I am a mouse and keyboard dude, but I also can't imagine playing Grand Theft Auto on mouse and keyboard and not on controller, so it is what it is. Xbox kind of sucks. I mean, Xbox and PlayStation are just terrible PCs, let's be honest. Let's be honest about it. That's not a I'm a PC guy kind of haterade thing. It's all processors, GPUs, and they're just lesser. However, I do appreciate, at least in the olden days, you know, the idea of their PSN networks and how they really got us all playing together in the way they did. So it has its place. And honestly, a lot of the people that I'm playing online on Twitch and stuff with, you guys gotta let me know if you can hear me well enough. It may not be perfect, but let me know if you can hear me okay enough. You know, a lot of people I'm playing with right now are, I swear to God, they're playing on PCs but using their PlayStation or Xbox controller. I have a Series X that just sits and collects dust, yeah. Honestly, I want a PS5 right now just to play slightly better GTA 5 and to have ready for GTA 6. Unless that goes the way that we all know it's going to go and we're not playing GTA 6 until the PS8. But, you know, it is what it is. I'd buy most 3D print things, but not the dragons. I see too many of them. Yeah, they are a bit oversaturated now. That makes, I don't disagree with that. I'm still going to make some because kids still love them. The more exotic the colors, the better. Can hear you just fine. Good. I'm talking at the top of my voice. My neighbors are probably like, what the heck? My neighbors are real polite. A couple of them are like, I hear you in there. One girl the other day was like, you was screaming the other night. I was like, yeah, I think I was probably dying in Minecraft. That usually gets the screams out of me. These cheap little wrenches they include with this stuff suck. I'm having a terrible time, dude. I think I was turning the Allen head and not the wrench, but if I turn the wrench, it's better. Okay. We're done. We got it. We're up. Talk louder so Reed can hear you. I'll go open my window and shout at him. Unless you want exclusive Sony games, then no point for PS5. I don't like any other exclusives. The games I play are on both. Nacho! Nothing will touch a PC with good configs, but damn, just the graphics card. Hey, you're not wrong. I'm not going to argue with that. And honestly, I don't think my PC is as powerful as a PS5, given the generational point we're at and the fact that I haven't upgraded it. So it's not. I'm not at all going to jump on a bandwagon where PC's everything. But you know, honestly, for me, it all comes down to the fact that I really just want to play Minecraft Java, which you still can't do on a console. So here we are. It's just where we are. Just being honest. And also, I'm not that highly motivated to upgrade my PC because it doesn't seem like we're getting PC GTA anytime soon, which I would probably do if they did. GTA, you know, the new one we're talking about, you can, I don't know the validity of it, but I hear GTA 6 is not coming to PC anytime soon, if at all. What kind of GPU are you buying? You can get some nice stuff. I'm not looking for anything. I have like whatever the lowest possible one is that is RTX, like a 480 or 460, something real basic, just to get those newer, codecs. But my CPU is like a 9800, I think. No, 8900K. Nothing special, nothing too modern, right? So like getting a big bad new RTX card with a lot of fancy numbers is actually not that ideal, because the older generation motherboard and CPU I have will just bottleneck it. So I don't have anything that fancy. But honestly, I'm playing Minecraft and Fortnite at okay enough graphics at 120 frames a second. I'm a simple man. I don't need anything else. But I do love that you can play. Can't you play PS5 at 120 frames a second over HDMI 2 point whatever? Mike, hi from New Zealand. What's up, buddy? Okay, this thing's together. All we have to do now is put on the extruder, which sets in a very specific way with these extruding bolts. The technical term here is, I think they're setting these bolts. I can't say that with my mouth. These bolts sit proud. And you just put them in the recesses up here. I'm making words up. I think this will, once I get this in and everything plugged up, this will go faster. The hard part here is, I swear to God, the last one of these I bought came with printed literature. This one does not. But I don't, the electronic cables for plugging this up are not honestly that easy to figure out. So I'm worried about doing that without the literature. My brothers are going nuts in the group chat right now. Now, I know this is where this goes. It's not, though. Huh. I really shouldn't try to do this from memory, but that's what's happening. I think I see the appropriate screws. GTA 6 won't be on PC for many years. Yeah, that's what I hear. I swear to God, some of the posts I see be talking like it's not at all, but yeah, they have so much more money to gain on consoles and stuff, and it's not worth their efforts currently. I also get a taste of the fact that, like, they're probably not that happy with the amount of people playing GTA, doing two things. Playing GTA outside of their ecosystem, which you guys know, may or may not know. There's huge Twitch communities and online servers that you can play GTA on your computer way outside of Rockstar servers, right? Got to bring this down. I'm manually spinning the... what do you call one of these? I'm manually spinning the motor slowly to bring down the Z-axis. Or the Y-axis, sorry. Well, now I've confused myself. Playing GTA 6 on a Samsung fridge. All right, now we're getting into the memes. I understand the joke. I don't know how much the chat will. Anyways, so not only can you do that, and I don't think Rockstar loves it. I don't think Rockstar loves all the people playing crazy Grand Theft Auto mods outside of their ecosystem. I also don't think they really love the amount of content on YouTube that is made with GTA engines, right? JJ's older brother loves watching YouTube content that's just Pixar's cars. He doesn't know this, but every time I see him watching it, I know that he's just watching Grand Theft Auto 6 engine with cars skins. Hilarious. You know, there's a lot of that out there, and I really do feel like GTA 6 as a giant video game corporation doesn't like those things being outside their control. So they're going to, I think that's part of the decision to not go PC early on, wait till later, wait till the hype's over. Yeah, Gobe says playing any really current game on a PC, any PC will not play that secular game for that price of the console. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, and that's, you know, it's really a reverse of what it seems like sometimes. Things are made for to work on console, and then PC is often the consolation prize. That's the market we're in, and that's fine. That's not a big deal. Okay. I'm trying to decide next steps. The frame of the unit is good. We still have to attach the monitor, which goes up here. But I'm more worried about this piece I've got back here that's broken. It's not broken. It's close to being broken. And I've dropped a screw that goes in it. And I'm terrible at screw finding. I need a magnet. And I really don't know how to attach it. I'm going to start to put it back together. What up, everyone? What's up, Jordan? Welcome. Are you going to print toys for your antique mall? Yes, for sure, for sure. 100% going to do that. I do not understand this. And honestly, if I'm being honest, this is just complete honesty, guys, I'm a little bit nervous about it, about getting things ramped up to have 3D printed stuff in the antique malls. If I'm being honest, because of where we are, timeline-wise, it's really gotten to the point where most antique malls have a 3D printer guy or gal that's got a lot of stuff, and it's going to be hard to compete with. So, I'm not going to go for volume right off the bat with one printer. I'm going to go more for very specific, creative, artsy stuff. You know, a lot of 3D printed toys you're going to look at and say, oh, that's 3D printed. I'm going to make stuff like, here, let me go grab something. This is a piece of my, let me get closer to you. This is a piece of my space NASA collection. It's 3D printed. It's a giant 3D printed Game Boy game where I've made the label. I'm going to make stuff more along those lines. You know, you're not going to see as much of that stuff in antique malls right now. You're going to see some probably if you're in a bigger city or whatever. If you've got a real try-hard at your antique mall. But yeah, I'm gonna do more stuff like that to start out, bigger, more expensive, and then I'll get into the little stuff over time. Because you know the dragons take hours and hours to print, but they only sell for $6 or $7. It's not really idea. We're gonna print frozen pizza slice holders. That's very specific. Okay, I gotta figure out how to fix this. I'm just being transparent. I bought this secondhand and it did come with one problem. Nothing's broken or severed, but there's a part back here that's hanging out, and it's not immediately clear to me how to secure it. And I really don't like this. It definitely wasn't supposed to come out. And my lights just aren't bright enough to find this freaking screw I dropped. Y'all drop some more 3D printer suggestions. I'll be right back. It's very frustrating. A year or so ago, when I got back into 3D printing again, I had this printer and I used it till the wheels fell off, and that kind of sucked. And it got scary for a minute because I was like, "Well, I don't want to buy a new one. I want to fix this." And that's when I got really deep into the weeds on fixing the more important parts. And so even now, I'm not so unconfident that I'm not going to be able to fix this, but I do hate it because it's just taking up more time on the stream. And I'd be 6 billion times better off right now with bright lights. I'm about to go get some other light just to set up over here. Actually, let me go turn a different light on if I can get it turned around. That's a little bit better. All right, I need another lemonade. Stat. Okay, I found the screw I was missing. Let me fix this real quick. As soon as I turn the light on, that's all we needed. GTA 6 should be open world and be built off Google Maps. Let me ask you guys a question too. You guys listen up there watching intently. I really have a serious question. There's definitely plenty of people here watching right now that I see that do come and frequent the Twitch and Shark Tendo streams. But there's plenty of you here that have stopped by that I don't see over there. And this is not a do what you got to do, protect your own time. But like seriously, what can I do to get you guys to come by the other streams? Because I'm not going to be able to sustain daily videos forever. I'm just not. It's just not realistic. It's just the reality of the situation. And I would like to do more of that and have more of you show up over there too. But it's really, I think two things. It definitely seems to everyone that I'm just playing video games over there, which I'm playing a lot of video games. And if you don't want to watch that, I do understand. I'm honestly not sure how that 100% of the time I'm enjoying playing them. Sometimes we get real sweaty and try hard, right? But any advice for like what I could do in my daily videos or whatever to get more of you to show up, etc., etc. I'm not fixing this well. I'm not doing the right thing. Hi from New Zealand. What's up? What's up? Retro Sammy, welcome. Long time no see. Dan, my man. I'm just trying to fix a little bit here before we continue. I don't understand. Greetings from UK. What's up? What's up? Okay. I'm actually understanding now. I understand enough the components of 3D printers to know what they should do. This one's not doing, this little part back here is not doing what it should do, so I know something's not right, but I don't necessarily know how to fix it. I honestly think the way I'm fixing this right now is just going to be a Band-Aid. I might have to complain to the manufacturer that it showed up marginally defective. The part that I'm working on right now is a reset button. When you tell this thing to check its levels and auto-remember the level difference, it's that button, but when it goes in its housing, it's not staying. And even when I adjust it to go in properly, it doesn't compress properly. Alright, well, that's okay. I'll figure it out here in a minute. I could spend an hour on this probably. It's very frustrating. It's so odd. I really do think another piece has fallen off. Somebody said YouTube it. I know. I probably will. I've never had a problem out of this part. Out on my dog walk, listening away. Word. Word. Appreciate it. Alright, we've definitely got problems there. Okay, let's put together the rest of it. Now I've got to clean up this mess a little bit. Let me get something to put the mess in. I'm thinking popcorn bowl. And then I can not only not lose the parts, but I can start spinning it around and properly plugging things in. You always need a parts bowl. Honestly, I think after cleaning up, I'll probably find the part that's causing me problems back here. I don't think I'll be able to run the machine without the part that's being problematic back here, because that's how it's the device that sets the level. And the one thing you can't do is print out of level. Let me get something to drink. I'm dying. Little cherry limeade. Popcorn. I've not had popcorn in months because of my braces and mouth situation. But when I get my braces off in another year and a half, my big reward to myself is going to be a brand new popcorn maker. Because my last one fizzled out. I used it so much, it fell apart. Okay, I got to turn this thing around. So you guys are looking at the front of the machine. I'm going to orient it where the front is towards me, which means Mike moves. This thing is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be on my kitchen counter, because I've been thinking about leaving it right over here, but man, this is big. Honestly, for me, it's just the game selection. I love when you and Reed played Mario Golf on this channel and would tune in if you played more retro stuff. Hey, I appreciate that honesty. I mean, I feel the same way. I get a little burnt out playing the same couple of games, but I kind of also just being honest with you, don't really want to play shit by myself that often. And the stuff that's popular that people want to play right now is, you know, very select things. I say that. I do really freaking like Minecraft. I think you guys probably know this about me. I love Minecraft so much. I'm plugging in these cables now. I would love to do retro stuff, but as you guys know, my retro collection's not up there right now. But I have a Wii and a 360, and I do plan on getting some of that. I would love to do a Wii stream fit. After years of talking about it, I'd love to do it. Also, you know, like I've played on stream on this channel. I've played Left 4 Dead on 360. I have a 360, so I think we'll get to do more of that. I wish I could do it all now, but it's just not really realistic. I have no idea where this goes. This goes in the monitor, I think. Need to look at the picture again. Emulation retro, very specific. Let me look here. Monitor. Oh, no. No idea where this goes. Yeah, usually it goes right over here. But yeah, I've not figured that out yet. I'll read. Thanks for the comments. I'll read them in a second. I need to figure this part out. Give me 1 second here. Oh, that's why. I thought it went like that. It goes like that. Okay. I understand. It's kind of silly, honestly. Yep. It's 9 by 16, not 16 by 9. Understood. Now I gotta find the right bolts. I think it's these. I'm confusing myself. Okay, I figured it out. Have you considered streaming at a Goodwill? I swear to God, I think about it all the time, but I just don't. You know what the problem with streaming on the go is? It's so impossible to film and read comments, at least without help. Maybe if I could film with one phone and someone could be with me and read the other comments out loud, that'd be good. But I did it a couple times back in the day at like antique malls and stuff. I don't think I've ever went live at a thrift store. But I would go live at the antique malls and I would just struggle so hard to see comments without putting the phone right in my face. But it would be fun. Especially if we could, I would love to get like not necessarily a sponsor, but like be allowed to do it at Goodwill and have them like let me actually properly do it in one. That would be cool. 3D print your teeth. I've got 2 missing teeth right now that are going to get put back in after all this surgery and stuff. You think I should print my own? You know what's funny enough? When I go to my orthodontist, we talk about 3D printing because he pays somebody pretty good money to 3D print the models for the teeth stuff they do. So that's a pretty good idea. Get into teeth 3D printing. Love your videos. We don't have anything like the bins in New Zealand. That sucks, Lillian. I wish you did. Well, on one hand, I wish you did, but then also I don't know that I wish the level of capitalism that's required for a country like ours to not only have one, but to have one in every state. So I don't know. Maybe you're winning, really, truthfully. A lot of waste goes into providing what I do for a living. You know, when you're a content creator online, especially when you did daily videos like I did at the level that I did them for a while, anything and everything can and will be said about your appearance and things like that. So I get some pretty wild comments about my teeth presently that are pretty funny. And people definitely mean them I don't know that this person meant them derogatory, but I definitely get the derogatory ones. And they are pretty funny. It's kind of a no pain, no gain type situation. I've had really crooked teeth my whole life. I've never had a giant gap like I do right now. But the gap is because of a surgery that was done to alleviate stressors that give my mouth such severe overcrowding. Okay, monitor's plugged in. So here in another few months, my gaps will start closing and my mouth will start to feel like whatever you guys as normal people's mouths feel like, that's what I got coming. And I'm excited to see what that's like. Because I honestly have no idea. I've had problematic teeth my whole life. No idea where this one goes, whatsoever. I'm clueless right now. Oh, okay, I see. Anybody else in chat had dental surgeries and or expanders in their mouth? Typically something that happens when you're a kid. I got the short end of the stick genetically there and had to have it done as an adult. I'm not complaining too much though, because I have pretty healthy teeth compared to a lot of people in my family, and I also got the longer end of the stick on the hair situation, so you know, not all is bad. My wife's a teacher. She teaches her kids if someone can't change it in 10 seconds or less, keep your mouth shut about it. That's a good rule. Well, you can't be as big and ugly as I am and get upset or hurt about people saying things about the way you look. I said what I said just to illustrate, you know. It's just, at this point, it's funny. But like people that are like, Tendo, I haven't watched your video in years. What happened to F up your teeth? I understand in the resolution of the video you can't see I have braces and I've clearly had surgery. So, can't really hold it against them, but then when people find out the truth that I don't just have fucked up teeth, I'm in the middle of surgeries there, they kind of feel bad, but it's whatever. I'm not doing a very good job getting this on. Okay, there it goes. So now the next part, there's these little clips, and they clip the ribbons from the motors onto the rest of the thing so that they don't cause tension. You don't want tension dragging the belts down and then unduly putting tension on the motor that's printing, or on the print head. It's not good. Mommy Reed is at Sunoco? Probably. Actually, did you guys not hear the update? He doesn't get the chicken sandwiches anymore. Is Reed still alive? Are you watching the daily videos? He was in one like 3 or 4 days ago. Chat, how long ago was it Reed was in a video? He's averaging about 1 a week. I know he was in them every day, but we were both out of a job, you know. Actually, that brings up a good point. I'm happy that Reed spent as much time on the channel when we started back up as he did. The funny part about that is, and what makes me think of, is I don't know if you guys remember, because I wasn't doing daily videos, but I know he popped up in videos. When I first moved back home, my best friend named Alex, who's appeared in many videos and podcasts we've done around this channel, he was in between jobs for like 2 months when I first moved back to Kentucky. And so we got to spend all this time together, me and him, his kids, just driving around doing stuff. And I remember for one of the first times in my life thinking, you know what, you're going through something awesome right now that you need to be present for and remember. Hey, thanks for that follow. Somebody followed on Twitch. I can't tell who, but the screen's too far away. But I appreciate the follow. Stick around. We'll be live on this channel with some games later tonight. So we spent this 2 months together just inseparable. And had, you know, the more time together in that 2 months than we'd had in the previous 10 years since I lived away from home. It was cool. Reed and I had that. We had a couple months hanging out before he went back to work every day, all day. And, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. So it was good. But things like that can't last. He's back to work. I do want to talk to him about getting back on that podcast grind. But subscribe to see if that happens. Well, that was aggressive. I blame my teeth. Okay, I think everything's plugged up. This motor is not. I'm going to have to start moving the camera back because I want to put this thing where I'm going to leave it, which is going to be right in front of the camera facing that way. But I've got 2 little problems I need to fix. I need to fix that sensor problem. Also, this is wrong. Did I mess this up? Okay, everything is not plugged up. Let me move the mic. I really want a 3D printer, but wouldn't know what the hell to build with it. You know, the first time I bought one, you know why I bought it? I bought it to print my own gears, G-E-A-R-S, for camera use. You know, I had units that had gears on them that you would turn the knob and that would turn the gears on camera lenses. I wanted to make my own custom sizes for those, and I did. Well, that's not the first thing. That's why I got into it. But what I printed, the first thing I printed to completion was Matt Smith's Doctor Who sonic screwdriver. I wish I had pictures of it to show you. I do have some on Google, but not currently available to show. Okay. I'm still plugging in the controllers that control the motors. And as best as I can remember, I got this wrong the first time. This thing is a disconnect. This is a sensor that if the 3D printer filament comes out and stops going through, it tells the machine to pause so that I can plug more filament back in and it can continue. Hey, I think we just got a sub. I don't have the, let's see. Grisari, thanks for the sub. Let's go. Appreciate that. Guys, over on Twitch right now, we have a goal for tonight, this week, of 10 subs. We're at 2 out of 10. The month of September, the subs are cheaper. Hey, Pokemon Pete, 2nd sub. Let's go. I think that actually triggers a hype train. You guys on YouTube aren't going to know anything about this, but over on the Twitch, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Yeah, hype train level 1. So if you sub over on Twitch right now, it's 75% off during the month of September. So consider that. Also, you know, I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. So if you really want to support here on the channel, doing so on Twitch is the way to go. So I appreciate all of that. We're on our 2nd month now, so people are beginning to get 2nd month subs, which is cool. Just trying to make sure I get this right, guys. And I'm really loving it. Like I said, I think I've said on the main channel, I've paid for the mattress, my bed frame and stuff with Twitch subs, which is pretty sick. Nice, love a bit of Doctor Who, even after what they've done to it recently. You know what? let me tell you my Doctor Who story since we ain't got nothing better to do right now. I got into it pretty late. I wouldn't say this is pretty late. I never watched an episode until Matt Smith was about to take over. And as many did, I loved David Tennant. Still do. Still think he's brilliant. But I was really afraid to see Doctor Who change. And I think, what's going on? Another sub over on Twitch. BS Bunker, appreciate that, brother. Super appreciate that. Let's go. That's BS Bunker's second month. That's also Pokemon Peep's second month. And then it's Krasari's first month sub on Twitch. Appreciate you guys so much. Nothing makes me happier than a sub on Twitch. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, this is the wrong screw hole. Doctor Who, yeah. So I got through Christopher Eccleston. I was like, this is amazing. I love this. David Tennant, amazing. And then I was like, I don't want David Tennant to go. But he was done when I started watching. So I was wrong because I ended up loving Matt Smith more than I loved him. He's still, right now, I swear to God, the background on my phone, let me open it and close it so I can get rid of notifications. That's Matt Smith. It's a popular painting, online painting of Matt Smith. It's been my phone background since college, 10, 12, 13 years. My phone's not my phone without that, right? So I love Doctor Who. But you know what? When Matt Smith did change into Capaldi, I watched but started falling off, and I think I've tried twice to watch the first episode of What's Her Name? Can't think of it off the top of my head. She's a wonderful actress. I've loved her in plenty of other stuff. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that Doctor Who. And then there's been all this other new stuff that I want to watch, but I'm coming to a point where I'm not watching it because I think it's bad or whatever. I just can't catch up. I'm too far behind. I haven't watched Capaldi. I think Capaldi is a brilliant actor too. I love it. I think his Doctor is good too. I think I finished him. I think I finished Capaldi but couldn't get into Jodie Foster. That's her name. No, that's not her name. What's her name? Jodie Whittaker. I said Jodie Foster. Not same. Uh-oh, let's go. Lammy Vile gifted, how many subs? 5 tier 1 subs on Twitch from Lammy Vile. Welcome to the Tendo Dojo. Nova, Goldfire, Maryland Mike. A bunch of names I don't recognize just got subs, but let's go. Hopefully that'll bring them to the channel. I just tend to watch clips on YouTube. Hey, you do you. No worries. I love Doctor Who, though. And this is the thing. Honestly, I've tried to over the years that people that wouldn't give there's people that hate Matt Smith because he replaced David Tennant, and I kind of think that's terrible. And so I think it would be terrible for me to say, I don't like Jodie, I don't like the new guy. Or I guess there's another new guy, or what's happening. I've seen memes or whatever that are like, Billy Piper's coming back to play the Master. I don't know what's true anymore, but I think Doctor Who is something that you've just got to make yourself adapt to and keep up with it. It's supposed to change. It's supposed to be different. It's going to be okay. Nobody can be the Doctor forever. Appreciate those dono subs, though, Lammy Vile on Twitch. You rock. Let's go. I can talk about Doctor Who all day. I just want to explain, though. Right now, I don't know exactly the numbers needed, but we're this far from having the biggest hype train, subathon, whatever you want to call it, on Twitch we've ever had. We're on level 3. We've never gotten to the next level. So that's pretty awesome. So if you've been thinking about something on Twitch whatsoever, now's the time. It really is. Because we unlock stuff on the channel as we get to those tiers, and we've never been to that next one. Appreciate that, though. I feel like Doctor Who now is like Doctor Who fan fiction. Maybe. But aren't the guys that did Tennant's run, aren't they coming back or have already come back? What's going on with that? I don't know anything at all factually about Doctor Who. I just know what I see memes on the internet. Honestly. And I don't know which one of these is for the extruder. X. Oh, it's got to be E for extruder. That makes sense. Okay, and then X. No idea where to plug this in. I do think one of these gets left. No, okay. Here's a stop sensor. Okay. Stop sensor plugged in. Okay. I think everything's plugged up. I need another drink. Keep up the good content, dude. Lammies. Brother, sister, appreciate you. Hard to gender you with that name. It really could go either way. I do like the name, though. I love, there's nothing better than streaming on Twitch, playing the video games. People dropping by for the first time, seeing their usernames. They usually tell me what their username is on YouTube. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. Good usernames up there. Tennant come back for 3 episodes for the anniversary, then win again. Yeah, I'd heard he'd come back. But I just yesterday saw a thing about Billy Piper playing the Master. Is that real, or is that just hoodoo? I honest to God think this thing is just about ready to go. I'm still just nervous about the sensor I've been talking about the whole time. I don't know what to do about the sensor. And this sensor is not supposed to fall apart this way, so I really don't know that a Google is going to help me too much. Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn it back around. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get a chair to look at this sensor. So let me go get a chair. I'll be right back. God, I can't think of how to fix this. Okay. They left the last Doctor Who on a cliffhanger with the 15th Doctor regenerating into Billy, but we think it's a swerve. Oh, that's okay. So the rumors of her playing the Master come out of the lack of sanity that it made, the lack of saneness of the Doctor regenerating into Billy. That, you know what though? You know something else I love about Doctor Who that I think. Listen, I don't want to come a million miles away from sounding like a gatekeeper, but I really do often feel like people wildly misunderstand Doctor Who, and that the show is inherently and always has inherently been about change. So, you know, I hate to say it, but I really just think people need to get on board for whatever comes. While it's good, while it's bad, support it, keep it going. If it's bad, it'll come back around to being good. But I'm into it. It's something, listen, there is a few things. Uh-oh. Holy shit. Lammy, that's crazy, dude. Let's go. How many was that? 14 out of 10 of the gold. Hype train complete. Hype train complete level 3 on to level 4. Gifted 5 more subs, dude. Let's go. You guys are missing a party over on Twitch. Appreciate you, Lammy. I'm going to start crying. You keep doing that shit. Stop it. Well, now I don't know what I was talking about. Doctor Who something or other. Doctor Who, Dr. Shmoo. I really think I'm missing a piece here. Oh, they never credited her as the Doctor? Hell, you know what? I think she's a brilliant actress. I'll watch her as the Doctor. Okay, over on Twitch, we opened a new hype chest, which means we get access to a new emoji. So I've just opened it. Hold on. So you guys can use that. Use this new emoji. Spam it. Choo-choo. What is that, a cat or a bunny? It's too far away for me to see. We're moving, man. That's awesome. 10 gifted subs. Let's go. That technically puts Lammy in the lead for the most gifted subs, I believe, because the Bearded Snowman gifted 10 as well. He's done that twice now. I think, maybe. Maybe it was someone else that did the other one. There you go, Lammy. Appreciate you. It's hard for me to read the information on the Twitch chat. Not because it's so far away, because I don't understand it. The amount of stuff you can do on Twitch. I've got someone that streams video games with us named Jazzy. She may or may not drop by the chat, but she'll definitely play video games with us here in a little bit. She tells me every day something else new you can do in Twitch, and I'm just like, this is too much. I'm overloaded. Too many options. Okay. I'm telling you, something is not right here. This is not right. This is the regen. This regen was linked to the Doctor using his regen straight into the TARDIS energy to jolt the timeline, and people are thinking it has something to do with 9 and the TARDIS energy in Rose. Hey, at this point, I don't even need an explanation for Doctor Who. It's just, for me, it's like, yep, whatever. I'm in. Count me in. All right, I'm going to restart on the housing for this sensor. I wish I could show you guys this up close. But I'm working on this little, you know what? I could even unplug it. Let me unplug it without breaking it. This is what I'm working on. And it goes in a little housing back here, and I know what the sensor is. I've used these printers plenty. I know what it does, but I don't know why it's not properly staying in its own housing. It's supposed to go in the housing, and then you can press it. And currently, I've done something in trying to adjust it to where it's no longer compressing. Well, so now I can press it, but it's supposed to, there's a spring, it's supposed to come back up. And so it's no longer springing back up. I'm going to probably have to get a replacement one of these, which sucks. It's confusing, but you can tell I'm also a Whovian. Hey, I love some Doctor Who. Will this 3D printer be ready to print by tonight? Well, it's supposed to be. This is giving me pause, but we have time. You guys are chatting, so I'm going to look into it. I'm going to try to fix it and get it going. I would love to print one of the standard test prints on this thing tonight. So as we play video games later, you guys can come back and see if it's working. I'm trying to figure it out. I swear to God I am. Something's not right, though. I'm going to figure it out, though. It's very frustrating. Already by the end of the century. We'll see. We'll see. What up, Tendo? What up, Mickey? What up, what up? Honestly, it should be ready to go. I mean, I've put it together. Everything's plugged in. I just spotted something that wasn't. It's so heavy. Okay. All right. Everything's definitely plugged in. I just don't know what the hell is wrong with this thing. First print. A new housing for it. Hey, I mean, you know, they always... I never really understood why people say this, but people do always say that the 3D printers can print themselves and that CNC machines are like the only machines that can make themselves, which I kind of guess I get. We need more IRL lives, my dude. Hey, I'm going to. It's just, I wasn't going to do this one today, and then I was like, I really need to, so let's just do it. And so I did it. This housing has springs in it that are not activating correctly. And what's going to happen is when I tell it to run its test and it presses it down but it doesn't come back up, it's not going to measure its height properly. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Print me a printer? Yeah. What if it worked that way? See, there it is. I press it down, it doesn't come back up. It's supposed to come back up. I wonder what happens if I just leave it out for now and get a new one. Honestly, my first prints... I really think I could get it back together right if I could figure out how to take it apart, but that's not looking so simple. Come on. Also, I've probably lost these screws again. Print a Pringle can big enough for man hands to fit in. Any Bo Burnham fans in the house? It's probably what made you think of that, Mickey. Also, welcome, Biggie. Honestly, this thing came shipped with this out of its housing, and because it was out of its housing, I tried to modify it to go, or manipulate it to go back in, which, honest to God, I think is what caused our problems. I'm grasping for straws here to try to get it to activate. There's springs in here that are not activating properly. I'm just going to plug it up and see what happens on the next one. Because at some point, we got to go play video games, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I don't have a tiny screwdriver, but I think maybe this screw I'm looking at has a tensioner. I don't know. All right, we're plugging it up. Let's just turn it on and see what happens. I might just be wrong about it. Okay. Let me get the power supply plugged up. Oh, I don't have the spool holder on. Hold on. This is the spool holder. I think it should go on that way. Right? Figure out where it goes real quick. Because this is probably where I need to look at the images. Because you guys are looking at the front. And the 3D printer filament goes in there. And what do you know? The pictures don't have the image on it. Channel your inner Adam Savage. Yeah, I'll break out a bunch of machinery to machine a fix for it. You know what? He owns this printer. I think I bought it because it was one of the big ones Adam Savage was using, actually. True story. Forgot about that, honestly. All right, let me look around here. Okay. I see where it goes. Just got to make sure I'm using the right bolts here so I don't have to do this twice. And then I'll actually, while I do this, let me plug it up. We can get it to preheat while I'm finishing up the final touches. Honestly, one of the longest parts of the process here is waiting for the thing to heat up. Okay, it's turned on. It's going to get noisy. Not half as loud as my computer's, though, so not a big deal. Does not boot up quick, that's for sure. English, please. Cannot read Chinese. Network. Oh, I forgot about this. Let's skip network for now. Enjoy your 3D printer. Okay. Start operation guide. No. I know how this works. All right. Let's do preheat for PLA, which it's doing. Let me make sure it's heating up. I think, yeah. We'll know real quick. It gets hot. Okay, so it's preheating. We're going to have to deal with the extra noise now, but let me, while it preheats, put the spool holder on. I got to check bed tolerances as well. It feels pretty okay right off the bat. This little antenna needs to be put on for Wi-Fi use. What did I do with the bolts that I was using? I set down a bolt. Or did I throw it back in the bowl? Bring honor to your 3D printer dojo. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Alright, there's the bolt. There's the wrench hiding by the screen. The power cable plugged in makes it near impossible to reach this bolt. Okay. Okay, fat fingers. If you could just get started. I'm having troubles. All right, let's just do the one. All right, so I'm tightening in the 3D filament holder, which I don't really love the on the side thing here. A lot of better designs, I think, have the filament holder up top here, but it's not where we are. My fingers are too fat. Anybody here watch Steven Universe? The boat is fat. Okay. It's on there. Did Reed get a job at the gas station where he buys the chicken sandwiches? No. But I will leave it to Reed to tell you himself where he got a job at. You'll have to go subscribe to his channel. Junk, howdy, what's up? Okay. 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 Save this messed up part in the back. I think we're okay. I think I'm fucking up so steadily. I don't think this part is supposed to retract with springs like I think. I think this is. And this is just a magnet. So honestly, it might not be broken at all. I'm having realizations as I go on. Yeah, fat finger friends. That's what I'm talking about. Can y'all hear the 3D printer whirring? Okay, once it's heated, there's 2 more steps here. One is to level the bed. 3 more, I guess. Let's put on this antenna. It's got like a Wi-Fi antenna. I'm not going to mess with the Wi-Fi yet, but when I do, I can get alerts while I'm out and about. Like when I have longer prints, because I'm going to start doing 17, 18-hour prints. Okay, we're at 210 degrees for the extruder, which means the filament should be ready to go in. We're at 51 degrees out of 60 for the hotbed, and it is warm. One of the easiest things to mess up when you get a 3D printer is not to even get the hotbed heating accidentally. But it is getting hot, so we know everything's right there. I don't know if this first print's going to go off without a hitch, because the leveling may not be right. So it's very typical to mess up the first print. But here, these 3D print filaments, weed eater string as I like to call them, come very vacuum sealed because moisture can get in them, and the moment there's moisture in your 3D filament, you're screwed. And I had the worst trouble in my earlier 3D printing days because I lived in Arizona, where apartments have swamp coolers rather than ACs, which create much more humid environments than regular AC units. So I thought I had more to worry about, but since I moved here, I've never had any problems whatsoever with moisture in my 3D filaments. So I think we're okay. I used to take it so serious and heat them or go way out of my way to store them properly, but I think we're okay. Okay. So I think since I need to get scissors real quick. Be right back. Let me get scissors. Ugh. Screw up steadily. Okay. So if this is hot, I'm talking into my phone. If this is hot enough, I should get this in. This is going to be one of those two-hand situations. It's in, and then I should push the lever. Yep, and now as I push, we should have filament coming out of the... Yep, here we go. Filament coming out. Filament's ready to go, as far as I can tell. It's heating up. I'm going to run the auto level, which takes a minute. We'll talk while it runs, and then I'm just going to tell it to print. I'm going to tell it to print the... I'm going to tell it to print the boat, I think, which there's an SD card situation for the boat. I don't remember where it's at. Oh, I think we actually have to plug. Oh, this is a thing. You plug in the SD card into the USB, but there's also a place for a camera where I can put a webcam in here and permanently affix it. And the wireless app will actually give me live feeds of it. So that's cool. I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see. But let's run auto level real quick. Settings, tools. Okay, I see now. Got to remember where this is at. Up here. I'm going to do auto level, confirm. It's going to complete heating up, and then it should go. Okay, so it's moving, and I'm going to be ready to pull the plug, because if these sensors aren't working right now, it'll make the motors and it can tear stuff up really quick. Same thing here. If any of my wiring was off and tensions get held the wrong way, it'll freak out. So first time doing this, I like to are you gonna act right? Okay, so it's running an auto calibration, and it's the way this is supposed to work. And one of the things that really makes this way more plug and play than it used to be, more plug and play, less DIY, right? That's the spectrum we're on. One of the big reasons is this: the hardest thing about getting into 3D printing back in the day was figuring out how to make this so level that your 3D print couldn't mess up. That was the worst. And also, I already see another issue. If this does not spool properly, it's the quickest way to get a tangle and screw yourself up. I already don't trust it. Now that I'm looking, I think I need to move that arm on the other side. I might do that here in a minute. But let me look at the comments here. Let's see. The 3D printer sounds like my MacBook when I export video from After Effects. Do you have an older MacBook? Do you manage to find filament in your Goodwills? I could imagine that would save you a bit if you could. When I lived out west, I did all the time. A little bit here. I'm a member of some forums where I've actually seen people find shelves full of it. I think because a lot of Joann's were going out of businesses. Can y'all even see me? I don't realize I'm cutting myself off. Let me scoot over. A lot of Joann's were going out of business, and they had a lot of 3D filaments and stuff like that, and I saw a lot of that stuff show up at Goodwills, which is awesome. But I wish I found more, because it is not cheap, you know? I mean, it is $11 for that roll, but I'd rather not pay anything for it. Just real quick before I read the rest of the comments. This is going to go every few inches all the way across this build plate and measure its height. And then it's going to use this thing that I was having problems with the sensor from to measure its distance. So it's going to go back here, back and forth. It knows this is home, so distance from here to here. It's going to do the math inside of itself to reset it. And now that it's pausing, I'm afraid it's because of this messed up sensor, but I don't know. We'll give it a second. I I would love to find way more filament at the Goodwills. Let's see. What's up, STS guys? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Larry. Hi from South Africa. I watch your videos every day. Thank you. You're great. I don't remember the last time someone told me they were watching from South Africa. This thing pausing where it's at, it's not good. I think we've got problems. I don't know. It's hold on, it's losing temperature. I think something's come unplugged. I don't know, but something doesn't seem right. It's dropping temperature on the nozzle. Why is it doing that? Oh, well, I spoke too soon. I was about to unplug it. I'm glad I didn't. The module is abnormal. Please calibrate the position of the nozzle and module. Okay, well, I guess we need to do a module calibration. See, this thing that I've been messing with. It is the problem. Yeah, we have problems. Turn it off and back on. Yeah, we do have issues. Because of that freaking sensor, dude. I knew it wasn't right. Well, it's alright. I just wanted to put it together and hang out. If we're not going to print stuff together, y'all just have to come back next time for that. It is the exact thing I knew was going to be a problem, though. Swear to God. Everything else is good, though. Nothing else but that one thing caused the problem. Let me see where it goes when I tell it all to go home. See if it actually gets close enough to where it's going. Lol. Okay. I think I'm going to just... See, this looks normal. Okay. This is behaving normally. I need to set the Z to 0. And then do a Z height calibration. No. 1 second. Move. Oh, okay, here we go. More settings. If I get the Z high right, as small as the thing I'm going to print is, it won't be that big of a deal. But this particular printer does not make this easy. I'm going to run the auto level one more time, see what it does. I don't have a lot of faith, though, honestly. I think I'm going to just run it. I think this thumb drive straight up has all the system stuff on it and the stock prints. Put that in. I'm going to switch sides for the filament holder. I think the other side probably makes more sense. That's all it took. Caused the problem. This is where it's going to mess up again. This is where it's going to mess up again because of that messed up module, but here we are. I'm going to pretty much get it started on the print regardless of this messed up module. And then I'm going to go switch over to the gaming setup and pretty much continue on playing video games. And then we'll come back while we're live over on Twitch and stuff, see how it goes. Printing stuff for the booth? Yeah. I don't know what you're building or what we're looking at, but it looks crazy. It is crazy. It is really crazy. But I can see it messing up already. It's not right. Yeah, it just is not right. See, it goes to the thing that I've been having problems with, and it's like, nope, nope. Well, it is behaving differently. We might be okay. Nope, see, it says there's a problem. All right, we're going to bypass it. We're going to go to the SD card that I just plugged up. Test models. Benchy, and we're just going to print it. And we're going to know real quick if it's going to go or not. And if it's not, I don't think I'm going to spend the next 5 hours trying to get it to. It's got to go up to 220 temperature. 3D printers have the preferred, often, not always have the preferred temperature on them. Just make sure here. Between 190 degrees Celsius and 220 Celsius, this thing is set to go to 220. We'll leave it on the high end. Doesn't hurt for the first run. And see how it goes. I'm going to at least let it get started before I go change over. And if you guys want to see if and how it turns out, you can come join us for the video game streams. Speaking of which, I'm going to step off camera for a second and see if anybody's on yet. See if anybody's on the old Minecraft. Doesn't really look like it. The thing will start moving. The printer will start moving here in a second when it's ready to go. But there it goes. It's got to get to the heat first. But I'm going to know within seconds of it really touching the plate if we're at the right settings that it's going to actually print. I mean, it's basically the filament's going to come out or it's not. And then even if it does come out, there's a lot of ways in which it could come out too pressurized or not pressurized enough that I know it's not going to stick. But right now it's going to draw a starter line. It's drawing a little line to just get the extrusion going. And honestly, even from where I'm setting, it doesn't look too good. But we'll see. We'll give it a second. Because we're at the appropriate temperature. There we go. Oh, it is actually coming out. We might be okay. Okay. So it's putting the line down. All right. All right. I think we're good. Let's make sure it sticks. I wish I could move the camera closer and give you guys a better look. Okay. So what I'm looking at here actually doesn't look good. And it's really hard to explain why other than I've just done this enough. But, like, it's not... the extruder is not close enough to the metal. It needs to be lowered. And so the setting I'm trying to run is to get it to automatically put that thing at the height that it needs to be to print this properly. And this looks terrible enough, I'm going to stop it. But that auto thing is not happening because that sensor I'm talking about is not working. So we've now printed this, which is a bunch of gobbledygook. This is normal. This is par for the course. And this is probably the part that's going to scare a lot of you away from 3D printing, and I don't lack any understanding in that regard, honestly. I am going to give this thing one more go because I think I've realized the truth about it that I didn't realize before. So let me adjust it one more time and then put it back and see if it'll run properly. Okay. Honestly, if I think I just hadn't fiddled with that, I think we'd be okay. I think I might have broken it trying to fix it. Auto level, confirm. The filament's coming out correctly, though, which is sort of an important part. But honestly, though, I've spent a lot of time in a basement doing this exact kind of stuff, trying to get it to work right. And I think this one's going to be it. 3D printer, let's go. What's up, Anashi? I do think here pretty shortly we're going to switch over to probably Minecraft. I'm about to text the appropriate people to find out. Let's see. What am I doing right now? I'm also getting pretty hungry. What's for dinner? That's the real question. I had two printers that were this brand, and I feel like I remember how to set the setting that I'm seeing mess up right now, but I'm pretty sure it's for the other version of this printer that I had. This is all stuff, obviously, I need to do off stream. We'll figure it out, but I'm very eager to get to 3D printing stuff. And honestly, I want it to start, because if I'm about to go over there and play 5 hours of video games, I'd rather this thing be working and not me sitting over there thinking about it, wishing it worked. Okay, so it's going down per its sensor to measure its height from the bed, and now it's supposed to come back to the sensor I'm having a problem with and somehow cross-reference that height with right, yes. And now see, this pause right here is what's making me go, I don't think so. I do not think so. Does that thing have a griddle on it? Fry something up? You know what? It could get that hot. Can you print me a USS flag? Not currently taking requests. Big back. Don't come in here just to big back me. I'm going to see how much this replacement part costs. Honestly, if I go through a fit, they'll probably send me another one, but it's very hard to deal with, honestly. Any cubic... What is this thing called? I got to think of the name of the part. See, this pause is not right. It should be zooming. Any cubic... auto level sensor. Bound to be an expensive clothes hanger. You think so? See, it's moving the whole thing. That is not what's supposed to happen. Yep, it pushed it out, see? All right, kill switch. See what I mean? I said earlier it was going to do something like that. Okay, that's not what's supposed to happen. But that's better than the last one. Yeah, I need that new sensor. I really do. All right, well, we're going to end it here. You guys come back here shortly and hang out with us on the Twitch channel and stuff. We'll play some video games. Probably in between games, I'll do some Googling to figure out how to replace this part because it is not right. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for chatting. You guys always make it a good time for live streams, and I do appreciate it. And I will be in future streams. I'll be turning this thing off. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? Yes, a couple times. But you know, Instagram just showed me an AI for Sunoco chicken. I'm not even joking. That's crazy. They've heard you talking about it so much. Awesome to hang out with you too, Fluff and stuff. Appreciate you hanging out. Anyone suggest TNT? No, that'd be wild. That's a wild suggestion, though. We will be back really shortly, though, guys. So come out and hang out with us over on Twitch. I appreciate